In this video, we are going to see how to return from some of the analysis that we have seen in GePhi, and to see how can we infer the information from the bibliographic data that we have in Scopus, because the measures that we have computed with the networks, they can have a parallel meaning here, really. So here what we can see is we have seen the two big groups, right? So we can see which are those papers here. So one of them is this one, or loyalty and security problems of scientists. So this was an overview of a summary of current clearance procedures. That was a choral paper wrote by many authors that belong to the committee of the Federation of American Scientists, in which Albert Einstein was also belonging. The other paper that has many authors was, let's go to look for here, it's a memorial to Dr. David Eder, which was also co-authored by several authors, and this was corresponding to the small cluster here. Okay, so as we have seen, we can identify that there was some papers that we have indicated or appreciated when doing the network analysis of the one biggest community and the second biggest community that were addressing these two papers that we have here. And we can also try to see more information. As we have seen from the citations, the most cited one was Einstein and also Podolsky and Rosen. So there should be two very highly cited papers by Einstein with this co-author. So if we return to Scopus, we come back and we order the papers by the number of citations. What we have seen is that the first one is the most cited. Well, it's not this one, cited by Hages, yes, right. So here the first one is, of course, there was the paper by Podolsky and Rosen, who has 8,778 citations. Almost one-third of all the citations that Einstein has was about this paper about, can quantum mechanical description of physical reality be considered complete, right? So this was the reason that there was so many citations of these authors also, and in fact they were sharing a paper with Einstein. This could also be seen if we have seen that there was a connection with Podolsky and Rosen, but despite this connection is referring to this paper, there could be by another paper that was less cited than this one, right? So with this, we can look that in fact they were the more cited papers. The other ones have a very limited number of citations here in the analysis that we are performing, right? And also what we have seen is the other two is we have seen is Eichhorn, Chernavin, and the other co-authors. We can also try to compute other measures such as measures that we can consider of centrality and to study other aspects of the network. We can see that to connect any pair of nodes, we are passing in most of the cases always through Einstein, right? If we want to go to Chernavin, to Rosen, or to Podolsky, or to any one of the nodes that we are here, we have seen that this was the main role that we have for computing this. So for analyzing other properties of the network, so what we can try to do is to compute something that is happens when we are studying the collaboration networks of a given actor, is that to study the centrality, maybe also the diameter of the network here for this. So if we compute the diameter as a non-directed network, so what we have is the diameter here is 2, because any two nodes are at most a distance 2, because they are directly connected, each one with Einstein. And we can see also the number of connected components that in this case is just given by a single connected, since all of the nodes has to be connected with Einstein. So we have just a single connected component of 48 nodes, 38 nodes, And with this, we have completed a partial analysis and see the parallels between the analysis of GePhi and Scopus.